this is TikTok categories and how they can convey brand conviction. So to get started, we should jump into these, really philosophical questions of who are we? Why do we exist? This may seem like, well, don't we exist as a company to make money? Obviously, like, duh. But I would argue maybe that's not why we exist, because when you think about it, what are we trying to do coming out eTEFL as like a brand? And what I would say that our brand conviction is it's to create the possibility of a global lifestyle. So, and that's because every single person I've talked to who works at any of the Come On Out branches has joined the Come On Out branches because they love traveling, they love learning languages, they love foreign culture, and they love this global lifestyle, as I'm going to call it in the presentation. So that being said, now that we know our brand conviction, we can work and determine who is our target network. And our target network is people who want to lead a global lifestyle. So a target network is a little bit different from demographics, and that demographics are just kind of like women age 30 to 35, millennial, blah, blah, blah. But in practice, target demographics tend to not be as effective as target networks because the things that bind them together, the categories that you place them in, are relatively weak in like a community sort of standpoint. Like technically, yes, I identify as a woman, but there are so many women in the world who have so many different perspectives on everything. But when you change the lens from looking at a target demographic of women from whatever age to people who want to live a global lifestyle, you've significantly narrowed the kind of focus on who you're targeting, first of all, and what those people have in common. People who want to lead a global lifestyle have so much more in common as a target network than they would as a target demographic. So moving on, what matters to people who want to lead a global lifestyle? I would argue that it is their ability to move in terms of location and the freedom that they have in their schedule. So if we look at this, what matters to them, then the inverse is what are their points of friction? So I would argue that it is feeling overwhelmed of not knowing where to start, not knowing where to go. A lot of people, they want to like travel, but they don't know what countries are safe. Maybe they don't know how to get there. Or another point of friction is the constraints of the traditional job structure of the 9-to-5 work week and the commuting to the office type of thing. So I think it's really important to identify points of friction when you're looking at what you're going to post on social media, because it's really easy to just post like, oh, here's my brand, please buy my stuff, blah, blah, blah. But if you give to the network, they're going to give back to you. It's really important to invest in this network and help relieve their points of friction so that you can form kind of an emotional attachment with them and show, we care about you as a network rather than just like, please buy my stuff. So that's what I've been trying to do when coming up with TikTok ideas. We'll see how that works out. So here are the categories I want to talk about. There are 5 in total. The first 2 are kind of informational dumping, like who are we, why are we better than everyone else? But then I'm going to be focusing on these last 3, which I think are much more interesting in getting participation. So here is Matt's lovely TikTok debut on the right. And these are kind of just going to be answering the basic information like, what is eTEFL? Who is Come On Out eTEFL? Why do we exist? Those sort of info dumping things and, differentiation. How is our program better than others? That's just like the basics. Then moving on to trends, here's how we can kind of adapt and actually get more people interested in our brand. So instead of marketing as like eTEFL, now we're marketing as we are a company that supports a global lifestyle. So we can see a trend. For example, there was a trend of matching different pictures to like as sounds. So for example, malls of Southeastern Michigan as different sounds was a TikTok I got on my For You page. So I saw this trend and I thought, how can we adapt it to Come On Out eTEFL? So we adapt it to our brand in a way that doesn't make us seem super clunky and corporate. How can we do this? So Matt and Gwen had this great idea of, well, we've all seen animals while traveling abroad. So why don't we collectively have a bunch of pictures of animals that we saw in Japan and then set them to different sounds. So now our promotion of global lifestyle has shown that eTEFL has allowed us to have a global lifestyle, if that makes sense. So now this malls of southeastern Michigan as sounds has become animals that I've seen on my travels abroad as different sounds. So for example, maybe Tina's picture of a fat white cat in front of a sushi store is set to a sparkly sound, and a really clumsy little pug is set to a clown horn noise or something like that. So the next category is our story time. These can be as simple as a day in the life of an English teacher in Japan or something along those lines. Here is Patricia's beautiful TikTok that I have not yet posted, but I will soon. So if you're interested, I will put that at the end. And these can kind of, again, showcase that we have the global lifestyle, which can then lead into how it can be attained through eTEFL. And finally is the tips and tricks. These are kind of the bread and butter, how to survive in whatever country, what stores you must know. This is, again, a way to invest in the target network and relieve points of friction, especially in terms of feeling overwhelmed. You know, if you want to travel to Japan, but you don't know how to get there, we're offering through the power of our company how to get there and relieving the point of friction by showing how to do that. So those are kind of the categories, but let's get back into this brand conviction thing. Through the usage of these TikTok categories, we can show that a global lifestyle is possible through an eTEFL certification, and we can relieve points of friction and invest in the target network by increasing job opportunities, particularly online and abroad opportunities. So this relieves that point of friction of being constrained to that 9-to-5 work schedule. Through eTEFL certification, you have more opportunity to go abroad, you have more opportunity to set your own schedule, etc. And through our network of people, arguably mostly the CEO, not mostly, but a lot of the COO, especially Japan staff and alums, who can offer the knowledge of our network to help relieve the point of friction of feeling super overwhelmed. So these are, yeah, that was my presentation. If you want to follow our TikTok account, it's really new, and you can watch Matt's beautiful, wonderful TikTok debut and like, interact, share the video so that we can get our viewer count up. I would be really appreciative. If you have any questions, just let me know. But yeah.
Yay. Great job. And yeah, the link is in the chat. Sorry, I'm echoing out. The link is in the chat if you guys want to watch that, if you want to like it, like Tina said. It's a really awesome idea. So thank you for starting the TikTok. Tina started it from scratch. We didn't even have a TikTok. We had nothing there. She did a ton of research and thought the presentation was really good. It wasn't boring at all. It wasn't too businessy. I thought it was really cool. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, I don't know why you prefaced it with that. It was it was fun. It was, and I'll give you this, and I'm sorry, everyone else. I like Tina's slides designed the best, since I was saying that earlier. Got me with the color palette. It's really nice. I'm going to steal that one. Obviously, that's maybe slides go like you recommended, which I saved. But also, I do want to say I never thought I'd ever be on TikTok. So, you know, thanks for checking that off the bucket list for me. I was really embarrassed watching it, but I like what you did with the nice music in the background and highlighting my words. It made my boring video way actually like fun to watch. So thank you.
Thank you. And if anyone has any TikTok ideas they'd like to pitch to me, I'm always open to hearing them. So let me know.
And I think the idea, you gave me credit, but I gotta say, I think it was just Gwen, the animal idea. I probably just said like, I like animals, I think. But
I think you probably
just
contributed more than that. We were just brainstorming. We all had ideas.
Oh, cooking video, yeah.
Any other questions for Tina? Suggestions about TikTok ideas? Offers to make a TikTok video?
I'll make one soon, don't worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yay,
Kelly made a
thank
bunch,
you.
but that was pre-Tik, like you were doing it in the vein of TikTok, but it was going on the Instagram. So
Yeah, teaching common anime phrases, that would be cool. That could get a lot.
Ooh, Laura Lynn, would you like to do the footage and I'll edit it?
I will say that I did just download TikTok. Like, I'm way, way late to the bandwagon, but yeah, I have now just downloaded TikTok. I'm on it now, guys. So yeah,
You can follow our account.
I can attempt. I'm not really good in front of cameras though, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would be down to make one, but if y'all have need for like fancy editing or like graphics, I can draw them up.
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
great
thanks
job.
again.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say business-wise, if we want to keep going back to that, but it's really exciting because Tina did a bunch of research about other TEFL, and trying to have us stick out, because that is a huge challenge. So Tina, really appreciate this idea. I think it's awesome. And like the first TEFL, like there's like no TEFL on TikTok, right? There's no companies that use it, so it could be something big. So thanks. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, and it's not an easy task to stay on top of all those trends. I mean, I'm not on TikTok, but I know that they change like twice a week. So really impressive, like staying on top of those trends, because I had no idea about most of them. Whenever we have a meeting and you're like, oh, this is a trend, and I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that, but let's do it. Let's make something. So awesome. Yeah, great job. I think, again, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to message Tina in the chat. And we have, last but not least, Sergio with, get the title up here, productivity and mental health. So,
and he gets the award for best shirt on the call.
Thanks.
I'm jealous.